Back here with Antoine Walker, talking Rockets, Warriors. Scary moment early on in this one as James Harden gets whacked in the eye by Draymond Green. He'd leave with a lacerated eyelid, but return later on. Though his 29-point effort, not enough. Warriors win this one, 115-109. They take a 2-0 series lead. Here is James Harden on how the injury affected his night.
You had trouble with your vision on the court?
Can't see nothing.
Whooped out.
Barely can see.
I'm sorry, what?
I barely can see.
I can't hear you.
Got you good.
Barely can see.
Oh, barely could see.
Yeah.
Were you able to get any relief from drops or anything else that they might?
Yeah, they put a couple drops,
Man, he whooped out over here. He looked like Thriller.
couple drops that help it, numb it a little bit. But I mean, just all the lights was blurry.
All right, Antoine, an injury like this, how concerned are you with his eye, to how this team is going to fare moving forward against the Warriors?
Never had an injury like that, so I can't really comment on the injury itself, but hopefully he's fine. You would hate for them to have him to have to miss a game or wear some glasses, something that's going to, maybe throw him off from his normal, routine of being able to see the basketball and make plays. But I thought he played great when he came back in. I thought it didn't affect him that much. Obviously, I think if they win, he may not be in that press conference saying, I can't see, I can barely see, because obviously he started to have some gestures after he made some shots and got it going there in the second half, and they got closer into the game. So I believe he's going to be fine. This is a durable guy. This guy plays, this guy wants to play 82 games. He's not a guy that sits out, so I don't think he's going to miss any games, and the 3-day rest is going to be great for him, too, as well.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about what are we going to see from the Houston Rockets as far as how they defend Andre Iguodala, what they're going to do with Draymond Green, because these guys have been the difference. I believe he's going to be okay. Last night's game was the most difficult, more than 2 quarters that he's going to have to play. When I've seen guys get eye injuries like this, typically after a couple days, staying out of that very, very sensitive light that are at the arenas and everything.
You saw him wincing when it was like during timeouts when they were playing lights in the arena. You saw almost like a guy with a concussion where the bright lights are bothering him. Not to say he had a concussion, but that's what you're talking about, right? That
yes.
That type of light affecting him after
typically we see it a lot in football, and we've seen it more recently in football, not with guys getting hands to the face, but with the rubber pellets that are in the artificial surface. When they get tackled, sometimes you see the little pellets go into their eye, causes a minor little scrape. Yeah, and that's why you see guys wear the shields in the NFL, is to prevent those things. So I think because of the rest, because of the time off, last night will be the most difficult, and he will adjust to it. Harden will be okay. It's what Houston's going to do, because now the task is, how do they win 4 games of the 5?
Yep.
All right? How do they do that? And that's more important, that I believe, than Harden. And I just don't believe they're going to have the answers for Golden State. The way Golden State is playing defense, they are fully engaged championship mode.
Listen, the best shot Houston has, if we're being honest here, is that Golden State, look back a few years, last playoff series they lost to LeBron and the Cavs in 2016. Golden State beat that Cavs team by 20+ in each of the first 2 games. They were annihilating them on the defensive end. Game 3, they came out, no attention detail early. I think it was 31-9 Cleveland midway through the first quarter, late in the first quarter, and Cleveland was able to steal that game. That was critical as they then lost the next game before they come back from 3-1 down. They need Golden State to have a bit of a letdown this first game back in Houston so they can get out going. Now, none of it will matter if they don't have Harden fully functional. I don't think this is the type of injury that's going to affect Harden 3 days from now. They don't play again until Saturday. I think we saw it. Sometimes guys get hurt in a game, and they are more effective the rest of that game than they would be the next day once the adrenaline wears off. This, to me, struck me as the type of injury that you're going to be the least effective right after it happens and then get more and more vision, more and more clarity moving forward. But Harden played, I thought, great once he came back. Like Antoine said, they need the other guys to play better, and they have to give the game the requisite respect and attention it deserves when it comes to boxing out and not turning the ball over.
Yeah, Antoine, what kind of adjustments do you want to see Houston make now?
Obviously, I think they got to figure out a way to play against this small lineup. Coach D'Antoni has a decision to make whether he's going to keep Bell on the floor or he's going to go small, maybe play Austin Rivers, who I thought was great yesterday, and match up with their size so you can have the same quickness. But they have to make some adjustments, and they forced their hand. Now, the Houston's going to have to figure it out, because I thought Golden State did a terrific job in the fourth quarter of getting the ball out of James Harden's hand and making him a passer. And we didn't see it a lot this season with a lot of teams. We saw Harden go on unbelievable scoring run this year because teams did not do what Golden State did. And Golden State is respecting James Harden as a scorer by double-teaming him and forcing other guys. And, Chris, you said it early in the show, Chris Paul got to show up. You're going to need 20-25 out of him the rest of this series to have a legitimate chance of beating Golden State. He has to be that second star.
And Steve Kerr, he's going to get a lot of credit for going to the Hampton 5. Because I believe that's going to be the difference, not only in this series, but that's what's going to keep them, their ability to be able to repeat and get the three-peat. But you brought up one of the best points that I have heard. They got lucky. They got lucky Boogie Cousins got hurt. Because now they can go to the Hampton 5, not for 5 minutes, not for 12 minutes, but as you point out, Nick,
half the minutes.
Yes.
Man, half the minutes in the series. They're playing the Hamptons 5. See, do you remember the last regular season game between these two teams? Boogie went off. And Boogie was great in that game. And I said that while the Rockets wanted to win that game because they were fighting for seeding and because maybe Golden State could fall to the two-line, that if they had to lose, they lost in what I thought from Houston's perspective was the best way possible, which was Golden State seeing Boogie play well.
And gaining confidence.
Boogie seeing himself play well against the Rockets. I think you were here when we were talking about it. And Boogie then believing, oh, I can play against these guys. Because I don't think Boogie could have played against this Houston Rockets team. I think he would have been.
They wouldn't be as effective. Boogie can play.
Okay, let me rephrase it. I don't think he would have been as potent offensively as they've been, and obviously would hurt their defense.
And KD.
Right, and so there'd be so many, because KD all of a sudden is giving you legitimate rim protection when Iggy is playing at a level offensively that I didn't think he had left in him after seeing him in the regular season, and Draymond's back to doing all these Draymond things. That Hamptons 5 unit is just absolutely deadly. For the Rockets to have a chance, yeah, Harden has to be fully functional, but they need, even if he crosses out KD, they need someone to cancel out Steph, someone to cancel out Clay. That's where Chris Paul comes into play.
All right, good stuff. Antoine, thanks so much.
Great job, man.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Coming up, Martellus Bennett is live in studio to break down the Patriots replacing Gronk. That's next up.
We got the whole family here. I like the dad, man. The dad is really cool, too. He got way more personality than them two knuckleheads.
Marty should be the